crafty friends, and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a men's journal that I was working on. I have a friend that has asked me to make her several men's journals. So I don't know about you, but I always have difficult time finding things for men's journals. But I scrapped and looked everywhere, and I just want to show you what I came up with. So this is the fake, well, it's vinyl, the fake leather look from the Dollar Tree. So I just cut out a piece. This is holding it together is just a piece of elastic with a button and some beads tied on it. And I just stuck it around there. So I took the piece of vinyl and I cut it to the size that I needed it. And then I stitched some material on the inside because I didn't really know how strong this vinyl was. So anyway, it seems like it's pretty sturdy. It's got two signatures. I like the way that it lays really flat. So let's have a peek at it. So this is a men's prayer journal. So there are some scriptures at the bottom of some of the pages, and this is just some scrap papers I put together, and then I put a little scripture at the top here. This is a book page from an almanac. So it has some roosters. That's kind of manly, you know. Okay, and so then this is the back of that page. So I just tore off a piece of writing paper and stuck a little washi sticker here of a deer. And then we have some ledger paper that I just kind of stenciled. These are the months here, but you'll see in the book I just randomly stenciled some things everywhere just to dirty the page up a little bit. So you'll see some up here. I don't know if you can, well, here, there you go, zoom in there. Stenciling up there, just a little something on the page, because, you know, I don't know, I think men have a tougher time writing in a journal, but I think if there's something on it already, like dirtying it up, they don't feel so bad right now. I had to laugh the other day. My husband goes, I finally made another entry in my journal. It was journal worthy, and it was a day that we went to visit a Native American church, and it was awesome. It really was awesome. So yeah, he tends to just pick certain things to write in his journal. Anyway, here's a little suitcase or briefcase or whatever. Got this out of an old book I found at the thrift store. I think it was Lyndon B. Johnson, you know, the world at that time. So it has some really cool black and white pictures. So that's the theme kind of this journal, is like the past, where we've been. So yeah, so there's a sailboat there, and I put a dictionary page over the top of it and made a little pocket, and you'll see I stuck some devotions in some of the pockets here and there. Here's another ledger paper that I stenciled on here, and here's another picture from that book. A lot of the pictures are from that book in here. Okay, and so then I just made some tags and things to go in it, and I used some Tim Holtz people, mostly men or boys. So some stamps here, some numbers. This is the London, it's in London somewhere. Anyway, I got this out of a book too. So I just scurrying through all the books that I bought at the thrift store, looking for interesting pictures that, you know, might interest a man. So this is car, it looks like some sort of junkyard pick apart or something. And this is paper I got from the Purring Cat Studio, and I just thought this is neutral gender, so yeah, that will work. And then here's some parchment paper that I just kind of stenciled a little bit on. Here's a little index card I made. It's got another Tim Holtz guy on it, and just some scraps, and this actually comes out of here. And this is from a hymnal, little Billy band there. And then this opens up, and this just a little dictionary. I have the word progress lined out on there. And then you'll see the old car. This is Tim Holtz paper, so yeah, I just stitched around the whole thing. I made a couple pockets. This is just a piece of somebody's digital that I got. I don't know whose it was, but yeah. So that's the Tim Holtz pockets. Okay, this is just one of those envelopes that I'm getting in the mail now. I'm so excited because they're craft paper. So yeah, so this is kind of a photo sort of thing, stenciled on here, and then I made a tag. And this is one of my stencils. It's got a typewriter and all sorts of random numbers and stuff. So yeah, and then on the back there's an outhouse and some line paper that I stenciled on there. So this is in the middle of the journal, so it's actually hiding the binding strings. They're glued in the center. So this is another piece of writing paper, just random from that other piece I showed you. And then I made a little pocket here, and there's a word fellowship, so you could write on the back of that. There's the other side of that hymnal. Some more parchment paper, and then you got a scripture down here. It's a telephone booth. It says, "My sheep will hear my voice and I will know them." And so I put a telephone booth there. Just some random stenciling again on the top and the bottom of that page, just to mess it up a little bit. And this was the negative of a stencil that I cut out, die cut. And then I glued some blue, what do you call that? Vellum. I glued some blue vellum behind it to make it a pocket, and then I just have a random piece of notepad paper I got somewhere. There is a pocket here too, but I didn't put anything in that one. I should probably mark it with something so don't forget to take something out. Let me just stick something in there so you can see. So yeah, there is a pocket right there on that side too. And there's the other sailboats. There's a camera. It's just a quote from somebody. And then I just took some random papers and made a card. So it says, "For God so loved the world," and so that's why I have a globe on the outside, and you can journal on the back of the card and inside the card. Just ledger paper again, stenciled some down here. Just a scrap piece of lined paper with a journal piece there, and then I have the back of the almanac page also has a pocket, and then I made these little specimen cards or slides. So this one has a 4-leaf clover, and it has a cross, and then this one is like someone's favorite stamp, you know, collector stamp or whatever. So I put that in there. It's kind of manly things, and then just a scrap piece of paper you can write on. Okay, and then we have a page out of a book here. I think it was a bird book. So this is a macaw. And then I just stuck some random paper in the back. So this is, you know, got a stamp on it and the Eiffel Tower. And so I just put one of those note papers that was already collaged. And then I put a train there and some little scraps like that you can write on. Little tickets and stuff. Okay, and then this was kind of fun. This is like a policy envelope. I made some faux hinges right here. So I thought those came out kind of cool, and I decorated it. And then I have the policy closure right here. So it just has the one. So it comes off like that. And then I have a journaling card, nice large journaling card with stitching around the side. I have a little tiny tag in here. There's a scripture and a blank on the back to journal on. So then we have here, this was some sort of paper I got in a swap, I think. Tim Holtz, and then scripture down here. And then inside, I made a little traveler's type notebook sort of thing, you know, traveling size, just a little notebook. So I just took some scrap papers and sewed them in here. I just stitched down the middle of it with the sewing machine. It's got all music papers because the inside of this Tim Holtz paper had music. So I had a random paper pad I got at Walmart, had all sorts of old stuff on it, had this music paper in it. So yeah, cute little traveler's notebook, sewed around that, put some washi tape on there, and that's that. And then it just goes around like that and ties around like that. That's a brad, and then you'll see the fake hinges over here. I even kind of purposely messed up on the glue here to make it look like it was old and had come loose and someone had refixed it. So yeah, that's that. And there's the other page from the Purring Cat Studio. There's more parchment, and then this was from that Lyndon B. Johnson book. And then there's a scripture down here. This was out of a newspaper type advertising sort of tourist paper. I don't know, I got it at some stop. And so I cut it out. It's actually from around here. It's on the Pacific Coast highway there. And then this is just a piece of random paper I had. It's a digital, probably from Line Dot Arrow or Rach and Bella Crafts. I'm not really sure. It's just part of a page. And then this is really stiff ledger cards. They had those little, they fit, I don't know if you can see that, had those little square things that they fit onto a thing. They actually came from our business that my husband's had for like over 40 years. Yeah, so I'm going to put a little scripture right there. And then this is a pocket, so it has a little paper to write on. You see my little Tim Holtz guy and the scripture down here. This is a devotional here and just a little scrap piece of paper. And then down here I have a scripture, some washi sticker, and a ticket. Decorated ticket. Okay, and so in here I made several little pockets going sideways. So, and I just put all these little things in it. So we have a paper that has a photographer on it. That's a pretty big piece of writing paper, and I kind of made some lines on it with the, make it look old, like it was folded or something. Okay, and then this paper here was from the Purring Cat Studio, the rest of that paper. And I also kind of aged it a little bit. And it goes in there. And this is like the Titanic sort of newspaper. This was a random piece of thing that I got there. And then these were just leftover pieces of ephemera I had. So I just was sticking them in here to draw some interest. Yeah, I was going to do this way. There we go. And then these are just scrap pads from the Dollar Tree that I stuck in here. And this is a Tim Holtz wraparound pocket. So what I did was I glued this. This is one piece, and then I folded it over and just glued here and here on this side, and 3 sides on this side. And so it's like a wraparound thing. And then just a Bible scripture here, another random piece of writing paper. There's a washi sticker, and this is just a piece of a collage that I cut out. I had done some random collaging. I had it in my stash. Okay, and so then we have a scripture here. I made a little pocket out of it, so there's just some random papers in here to draw the eye to that, and then stuck some extra colored papers in there to bring a little color into it, because mostly it's like very black and white, brown, kind of antique-ish colors. So this was also out of the Leonard B. Johnson book. So this is actually the other side of the rocket ship taken off. Like, yeah, in the 60s, I guess. We had exploration of space and moon and all that stuff. So it's from the first man on the moon sort of thing. Okay, so then there's a scripture here and some more stenciling up there. I'm stenciling down here. Live simply. That's from the Purring Cat Studio. And then I just took another piece of that random paper I had in the front there, made a pocket out of it, and then made a journaling card out of this piece of, this is from a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and I just affixed it to some cardstock and then stenciled some lines on the back. And then this was a piece of 8.5 by 11 paper, got at Hobby Lobby, I think. So that was the last piece of it. I think I had some flowers and stuff on it, but it had a wood grain, so I kind of stuck it in here with the wood. Gratitude. And then this is the last pocket here. I made this little journaling card. It says learn. It has a scripture up there and the alphabet down here. And that's on a Tim Holtz thing. And I just used one of those little pieces of paper that are already, it's like in a little booklet, and I glued that down. It's already pre-collaged, and then I add some washi stickers here and a little scripture right here. And then on the back, I just wanted to cover up a lot of this writing, so there'd be writing space back here. So I just stenciled some greenery here and glued some coffee stained paper there, and that's it. So I think it turned out pretty cool, and I have some ideas to do the next ones. But the next ones I'm doing, I have 2 that I'm working on in here, and one of them's going to be a card journal. It's going to be made on this card. This is a card, so it's just going to be a small journal. And then I have one that's going to be this size. So this is a file folder that I cut down. So I'm making 2 more men's journals, one with a card, so it's not going to be too big. And then this one will have 1 signature in it. It'll be a little bigger than this one. And this is a full-size journal. So this is like 6 by 9, I think. And it has 2 signatures. So I hope you like that flip through, and I hope you got some ideas on what to use to decorate men's journals, because yeah, I don't do a whole lot of them. I've done a couple for my husband and a couple for my son-in-law, and that's about it. Oh yeah, I did do one for my pastor and associate pastor. So but that's about it. That's so probably maybe 6 men's journals. This is number 7, I think. So yeah, like and subscribe. Hit the bell so you won't miss any more of my content. Stick around if you like what you're seeing, and I'll see you next time. Have a blessed day.